to the stairs, I'll just go ahead and bring them down. Oh, this is actually the staircase down to the mines. You can tell because the little different color wall there. And just see if there's anything interesting in the near vicinity. The mines are dark, so I sometimes will wait to go down there just because... oh, floating eye. Okay, lesson number 1 of Nethack, never hit a floating eye. Ever. No matter how powerful you are, unless you have reflection. Because what they do is they freeze you. So I'm actually gonna throw some arrows at it instead. Get out of the way, dog. Ah, freaking... Ah, stupid dog! Ate my freaking corpse. Some corpses are okay to eat, others poison you if you eat them. And some of them, if you eat them, you can actually gain what's called intrinsics. You can gain powers from them, like, for instance, I don't know if garter snakes can do it actually, but there's some things that if you eat them, it'll say you feel healthy, and that means that you've gained resistance to poison. You're immune to poison at that point. Just gonna leave the dog there. And so anyway, so this is why I picked up that extra dagger, because the boxes are mostly locked. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wield my crappy dagger and do, for me it's option F, to force the lock. Yes, you succeed in forcing the lock. And the reason why I didn't want to use my main weapon for that is because sometimes, there's nothing in the box, sometimes you'll stick your dagger or whatever in the lock to try and pry it open, and by the way, never do this if you don't know what you're doing. I'm just kind of clicking madly because I know what creatures I can handle and what creatures I can't handle, and I can keep track of my health quickly enough to keep track of whether I need to stop attacking and run away. But usually you want to be pretty cautious about attacking, because you can, if you just go up and just try and just bam 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 bam, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you have died because a creature got like two lucky hits on you. Anyway, some roths here, roads, however you want to pronounce them. Kill them off real quick. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, so some corpses can give you intrinsics and make you immune to various things. And by the end of the game, you're going to want to be immune to most things in the game, just from eating corpses. And yeah. Uh-oh, giant ant. Giant ants are actually pretty hardcore, especially because they sometimes come in packs or hives. Whoa, see, there's 3 of them here, so I'm gonna have to run away a little bit because I don't know if I can handle these guys. Uh-oh, he's gonna chase me down. I'm not quite fast enough. Luckily, I have this cloak of displacement, so if you're familiar with D&D at all, it works the same way, where creatures will see your image as being in another square, so they'll attack the wrong square. But sometimes they do attack the right square, so I'm gonna run all the way back to the stairs and run up the stairs. And what I'm going to do is hit F1, which for me will wait for 100 turns, and that'll refill my hit points. And then I can actually even bring my dog down to fight these ants with me. Go, Sirius! Get the ants! Kill them! Kill! There we go. Goblin corpse. Interesting. I don't know how long the goblin corpse has been there, though, so I'm not going to eat it. Generally want to eat corpses if you know they're okay, because otherwise you run out of food. Corpses are free food. They're perishable. Whoa! Oh my gosh, so see, like, the Hill Orc read a scroll and monsters appeared. I know that's a scroll of Great Monster now. So it's kind of handy sometimes when creatures do that, because then you can find out what stuff is. What I'm going to do actually right now is I'm going to drop all my gold over here. The reason for that is because once that leprechaun wakes up, if I have any gold, he will steal it and then teleport away. If I don't have gold, he will just run away, and I can chase him down, take his money. Mine. Okay. Nice. Okay. Then I can go back and pick my gold up again. Yeah, yellow mold corpse. Don't want to eat those. Those make you hallucinate, and that's not fun. Gnome corpses are fine. Sometimes there are some corpses which will poison you and possibly give you an intrinsic, so it's kind of a risk. Uh-oh, giant ant, die. Go, okay. Now, the mines are kind of like a sub-quest of Nethack, basically. I've decided not to go down there just yet. I wasn't quite powerful enough. I decided to explore the main dungeon at first a little bit more. And, so I can go back to the mines later, though. And let's see. I'm going to go all the way back. Okay, so he landed on that ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... Okay, Homunculus is an interesting monster. He can actually put you to sleep, and then you can get hit by other stuff while you're asleep. Homunculus is one of the ones that's poisonous, but if you can also get immunity to poison from eating him, so interesting combination. So I'm gonna just ditch my dog down the stairs and just go it alone. Sometimes, again, with a weaker class like a wizard, which is Dignity's favorite class, by the way. I'm not saying that he plays a weak class, but it's more like I mean, there's advantages to every class. Weaker class as far as fighting goes is what the wizard is. Then you want to be a little bit more cautious about this stuff. Let's see, figuring of a floating eye. Alright, let's go ahead and eat this gnome corpse. Sweet, get some arrows. It's always tough when you run out of ammo as a ranger, so it's good to have extra arrows around. I'm actually gonna, when you find a figurine, you can actually apply the figurine. It'll create the monster, and then sometimes it'll create it as your pet. Yeah, this is a peaceful floating eye. Interesting. Which is not my pet or thing. But you know what I'm actually going to do? I want the eye. I want to kill it. So even though it's peaceful, I'm going to just kill it. And there we go. Floating eye corpse. I'm going to eat the floating eye corpse. You gain a strange mental acuity. And basically what that means is that now if I am blind, I will have the ability to see all monsters on the map. Well, most monsters. Undead and stuff like that don't actually show up. But yeah, you have telepathy, so you can sense all minds. So things without minds, like zombies, don't show up. But yeah, that's really handy. It can be really handy, especially because then later on you can get either close to dead here. Gotta be careful. There we go. Okay, survived. Uh-oh, more orcs. Uh-oh. Getting close. Uh-oh. So what I can do now, what I have to do actually, is I'm gonna pray. And praying is when you can just ask your god for help. And the interesting thing is that you have to, if your hit points aren't underneath 10% of your total hit points, then sometimes you won't actually get anything. So if I had like 5 hit points, I would pray, and I might not get my hit points restored, and then I would just die. So it's lucky that I'm actually at 4. So now I can pray, and it'll restore my hit points, and so I don't die. So that work. Now, if you ever pray, you have what's called a prayer timeout, and that means there's a certain amount of time before you can safely pray again. And if you do pray within that time, your god just gets pissed at you, and you don't actually get anything out of it. Ooh, a tin. Those are nice. They can be, at least. Tins are just basically corpses in a jar. So if it's a tin of something good to eat, then it's good because you can still get the intrinsics from the tin. So that's why I like tins. Sometimes also you'll find tins of spinach, which you ever see the Popeye cartoon? They do exactly that. They give you extra strength, so my strength stuff will go up. In fact, let's just go ahead and eat the tin just to show what it's like. It smells like water nymphs. I am not going to eat that, no, because if you eat a water nymph corpse or tin, then you can get teleportitis is what it's called, and it basically means you randomly teleport around the level. And that's for the rest of the game. There's almost no way to get rid of that, so that can be really, really annoying until you get teleport control intrinsic by eating another, like a Tengu or something like that. And yeah, so I don't want to get that. So, carnivorous apes are pretty badass. I'm gonna have to run away. Do I want my positions identified? So I died, and I wasn't particularly cautious there, to be fair to myself, I guess. But yeah, that's Nethack. You can run into a monster and die very, very, very easily. It's really easy to die, and there's so many random ways to die. You can just, there's all sorts of traps everywhere. You can be going along, minding your own business, be extremely powerful character, and all of a sudden, a gnome with a wand of death will step out and zap you with it, and you die instantly, which can be really frustrating. Or you can fall into a spiked pit and the spikes were poisoned, and the poison kills you and you die instantly. Or cockatrice can come around a corner and hit you, and you turn to stone and you die instantly. And that's pretty much what Nethack is about, is dying instantly in horrible ways many times. And anyway, it takes a lot of frustration. I don't actually recommend playing it. A lot of people say, "Oh, Nethack, that sounds cool," and after they hear me talk about it or whatever, it really is. You know, I just want to make sure you have fair warning if anyone's going to try and play Nethack. It's really kind of a crappy game. Well, I mean, it's a good game, but it's crappy in the sense that it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. I must have died at least 1,000 times before I ended up beating it, and that was through yeah. Anyway, so anyways, let me know if